Well, thanks for being here this morning, and we keep thinking about how Joshua and the Israelites entered the Promised Land and how that went down. And well, if you remember your history from the Pentateuch, then you know that the reason they couldn't enter before under the leadership of Moses was because of their unbelief. It wasn't a military reason. It wasn't a financial reason. It wasn't some I don't know, some political reason. It wasn't any of that. But in Hebrews 3:19 we see that it was because of unbelief, and there was no other reason why they couldn't go in. So now actually in Joshua 3:11 we read this verse: "Behold, the ark of the covenant of the Lord of all the earth is crossing over ahead of you into the Jordan." So this is God telling them what is the way, what is the order of entering. And the way of entering was that the ark of the covenant with the priests had to go in first, and then after that, and how it was supposed to be. And it's interesting because the order wasn't logistical, it wasn't military, it was simply a divine order, okay? It wasn't the leader, Joshua, going first. It wasn't a leadership order. The order of the host was that of God's choosing. And it wasn't ceremonial. It was just divine. It was how God ordered it. And this is so interesting. It's such a parallel with the church of the New Testament, because the church is not an organization to facilitate logistics or to create political power structures or support or work with that. The church is not to have a ceremonial order. That's not the point. The point is that the church would have a divine order. And that means that many times the church is not how we would choose it to be. This is interesting because this is the difference many times, most of the times, this is the difference between faith and God's will. And faith and our will, and God's will and our unbelief, and that's basically the difference between the two. And the church is meant to be functioning as God means it to be. It's interesting in 1 Corinthians 12:11. It says, but all these, this is about the gifts of the Holy Spirit, but all these works, that one and the selfsame Spirit dividing to every man severally as He will. So that means it's not about me wanting that gift. It's about the Holy Spirit deciding what I should be, where I should be, who I should be, how I ought to function in that place in the church. And that's how it's decided. It should have a divine order. It shouldn't have, I like this guy, so he will be the whatever leader. Okay, that's nepotism. That's just an order that I prefer. And God is saying, no, it should be the divine order. So we see this with Joshua and the host of Israel. And also it's a lesson for us, because that was the proper way of entering. They couldn't enter in before, because beforehand it was a different idea. And so the whole church, the whole of Israel, there was no church then, the whole of Israel could not enter in because they were not following that order that God meant for them. And so for us as believers, it's very important to realize that the church is this awesome thing that should have a divine order, and we should not decide with our grubby little organizational skills to set it up as we please, but let's trust God for it and say, okay, Lord, you do this the way you want to do this, and we're going to just get into that order, and we're going to do what you tell us. So what is your will? And having that prayer and having that attitude of respect, that is life-changing. So just encourage you to meditate on those verses as always, and God bless your day.